To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
What is it about Disney that makes us happy? Is it the magical whistle as your ticket is scanned at the main gate? Is it the seafaring smell of pirate water? Or is it charting a course to a land where you may never grow up? Whether it's singing a familiar song, watching a movie, or riding your favorite attraction for the 100th time, Disney undeniably has a way to warm our hearts, believe in magic, and bring joy into our lives. This is Main Gate Magic, a podcast where we break down and discuss the infectious happiness, delight, and thrill of all things Disney. Well, gosh, how you doing, everybody? It is Tuesday, February 11th at 6 o'clock, and it is time for another fun-filled episode of Main Gate Magic. I have almost a full house today. I have 4 people, including myself. It is nice to see everybody. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Feels nice to see everybody as well.
I'm doing great. Same.
Yeah, I almost feel like that's sort of like a Brady Bunch moment going on here. If I look down, I see Leia. If I look to my, I guess, right, and, I see Thomas.
No, the other way.
Well, for me, it's to the right. So, I'm looking at Thomas this way. So maybe
They're
I need to
just
mirror
Disney
my
loving
video.
people for a podcast.
That's right. Well, it's good to see everybody's smiling faces. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying warm because it is cold out here right now.
Ooh.
It's in the 40s and sometimes high 30s. I know for a lot of people that's really not super cold, but for California, it's freezing.
Yeah, because you
Leia?
guys have like a wet cold, right? It's like gets to your bones.
Kinda? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But right now it's kind of a biting cold, like kind of New York. I'm going to say it's like a New York cold. I have been there once. And this is the kind of cold that I remember from New York, where you walk outside and it feels like it penetrates your skin.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that kind.
Yeah, going for walks with Bianca is definitely not fun.
Guess what it is in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I can imagine. Have you got snow yet?
Yeah, we got snow. It's beautiful. But I went to the gym tonight and I was driving home and I saw this one person walking and their breath was like a dragon. And I looked how cold it was because it's cold. I bundled up 2 degrees. It is 2 degrees out right now.
Have you ever tried that thing where is it ever cold enough to throw a bowl of water into the air and it turns into a cloud?
Oh, I haven't done that, but I should do that. I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah,
I've done the thing where you blow a bubble, and when you blow the bubble, it turns into a sphere and it doesn't pop because it freezes.
Yes,
and it
I've
works.
seen people do that too, where it frozen fractals in the air. You can actually see the crystallization of the liquid around it. It's so cool
like
to watch
feathers. It's beautiful.
I love it. Well, let's talk to some people in the audience tonight. We've got a couple of people saying hellos, our usual number 1 fans. We've got Patricia saying, hey, everyone. So everyone say hey. Hi, Patricia. And then my pop's in the building again. Nice to see you all back. Yeah, good to see you too, Dad. It's glad to have everybody back.
Hi, Odie.
Yeah, I'm back.
I see there's a few other people watching tonight. We've got at least 4 other ones. Oh, maybe 3 now. Oh, and Mr. Jerry Cornell's in the house. He says,
Jerry.
hello.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry, you're going to have to let me know how you're feeling, dude. He had a little bit of a fall recently, and I know he's recuperating from that, but he's doing okay. I'm hoping you're feeling better and healing well, buddy. I'm hoping that you can, because I was at a convention this last Saturday, and he was possibly going to make it, but he made the smart choice to stay home and rest up. So glad he made that choice, but I still missed seeing him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
Lisa, I love your merch that you're wearing.
Yes, this is my new ears I got for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And I have a new backpack also. It's all red for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, doesn't it kind of match the ears? It's got the red and the red color with the white polka dots.
No, it's actually all red. It's solid red.
Oh, it's all red. Oh, that's right. I just put the stupid thing away today, and I've already forgotten what it looked like. Door. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm trying to get something uploaded because since we were talking about snow, I wanted to share with you guys something that happened on the trip on the way down. Now, when we take our trips lately, they've been driving down to Disneyland, not flying, because number one, it's cheaper, and number two, we have the option of having a car without having the
Right.
expenses of renting one if we fly down. So
Mhm.
it just makes good sense, like financial sense anyway, even though gas is expensive. But we have actually done it once where we were able to drive all the way down on one tank of gas. But I think we either live further north now and I can't do it,
Yeah.
or maybe because I don't know, maybe because my car is just getting older. It's 2013, so
Yeah.
who knows? It could be a combination of the two as well. But
Yeah.
anyway, we hit. I think we hit rain like most of the way down. But when we
Yeah.
got to the Grapevine, where it's kind of like the mountains that separate, the farm area from, getting into the Los Angeles area. We Yeah. Snow, snow, snow.
That is snow.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
Holy
serious snow.
smoke.
heavy snow. It was coming down pretty good, and if it was at night and we had the headlights on, I almost would like to see what it was like because it looks like a star field coming at you, like you're
Yeah.
Yeah, it
going
does.
into hyperspace or something like
And
that.
you know, we just showed our age by you playing like with the music in the background.
What, the Bobby Brown? Come on, I
Yeah.
mean, we
Katie?
we we don't need music to age ourselves. We do that just every day with everything that we talk. We just love stuff that's the 80s and stuff. Sarah's online. She says hello,
Hi,
everyone. Hi,
Sarah.
Sarah.
So,
Yay.
And Jerry says that he is on the mend. I'm glad to hear it, buddy.
Yay.
Glad
Very
you're
glad to hear
feeling
that.
better, Jerry.
Yep, totally. So I'm going to do a quick recap of last week's episode for those who were not around. We actually had the very talented Jim Meskimen on the show, and he was a pure delight to have on.
yeah.
Jim, in case you guys missed it, the episode's still available to listen to or watch on all of our channels. And he is a talented voice actor. He is an animator, former animator, an artist, and actor, live action actor. He's done tons of stuff on TV and movies, and was just a lot of fun to have. He even did some impersonations for us that I didn't even ask him to do, but I was really
Yeah.
happy that he did them. And it
Yeah.
was just an overall fun show. So I hope to have more like that in the future. And
Yeah.
we will be talking about at the end of this episode who we're going to have on our show next week. It's exciting. I can't
Ooh.
wait. I've talked about her already before in a previous episode, but I'm just excited now that it's happening because
Yeah.
this this person is a kick in the pants. I almost gave it away as far as like if it's a guy or a girl. So anyway,
Ooh.
Patricia says, glad you're doing better, Jerry. And Mr. C. Andrew Nelson in the house. Greetings from the dark side.
Hey, Andrew.
Uh,
Hi, Andrew.
he was the one that brought me, or I brought him to the convention this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. Not a lot of artists there. He was one of them, and then we had Mr. John Morris there as well, Andy from Toy Story, and Andrew, if you can remember her name, I'm drawing a blank, but there was another voice actress that was sitting directly across from us who did a lot of stuff in anime that I am not familiar with. It was Leah something, but it's spelled Lia. But she was really nice too. It was a really fun show, and the fans were just a kick in the pants. They were so fun. So good fun, good show, and lots of neat experiences. Leah Sargent, thank you very much for reminding me, and that was perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some news here. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
It's time for Main Gate Magic News.
All right, a little bit of a different format today. I'm going to have Miss Lisa lead us off with a couple of things that she's got planned to talk about. Baby, you ready to go?
I am ready.
All right, go for it.
All right, so hopefully this is not old news. So there are big updates coming to the Disneyland Resort hotels. There's going to be new concierge lounges, refreshed rooms, and themed suites are on the way, including a new Coco suite at the Pixar Place Hotel and a 1955 inspired lounge at the Disneyland Hotel coming this summer.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
that
how
was
love that.
neat.
amazing.
Yeah.
That would make, what is it called? The Dapper, or is it the Dapper Nights? Or what do they call it? The one where everybody dresses up in kind of like period pieces and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Dapper Days.
Dapper Days, yeah. That
Yeah.
would make that really interesting. A lot of great photo opportunities for stuff like that.
I agree. Yeah.
Did it just say the Disneyland Hotel, or it's the Disneyland Hotels? Like the all because you
Hotels,
mentioned
because
2 of them, right?
right. So I mean, that was just the highlights of the article, but I'm sure there is a lot more details if anybody wants to go check that
That's
out.
pretty cool. Although you know what? What's strange is that I actually remember them doing renovations, even like at least at the Disneyland Hotel. I feel like they
Mhm.
just got done doing room renovations over there, and didn't they have stuff closed for a while? And they were like doing things floor by floor. Does anybody recall that or
Mm,
no?
no, I
Sound
don't
familiar?
remember that.
All right,
Mm-mm. But
could just
at
be me.
Disneyland Resort, it was just talking about the new lounge to
Okay,
1955, and then over at
Mm.
Pixar, they were talking about the new Coco Suite. So
which
Mhm.
would make sense because it's a Pixar themed hotel now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
So, and then also, and I apologize if I'm stepping on your toes, baby, but
That's okay.
so 2025 season of The Force is coming back to Disneyland, and yes, we already have our tickets.
Mhm.
For what
Yeah.
date?
Well, we had to go with the 6th
The 5th.
because
I thought it was the 5th, wasn't it?
no, I think it's the 6th.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, it's only because I wanted it on day 1. So if you had Inspire Key, it was opened up to Inspire Key first, before anyone. And when I went to purchase the ticket, all of the May 4th tickets were already gone. So
Mhm.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes
I
sense.
went with
May the
Yeah.
fourth
another
be
one.
with
I
you.
really wanted the 4th, but I just wanted to buy it and then be done with that and not have to worry about it the rest of the vacation. So,
Right.
Yeah.
all right. So the Star Wars celebration kicks off in Disneyland, in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on March 28th, running all the way through May 11th. So that's quite a bit of time there.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So there's going to be, starting off, the event is Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga, which puts stunning projections onto the spires of Batu near the Millennium Falcon, featuring great moments in galactic history as well as an iconic musical score.
Ooh.
Now,
Also
I'm
coming,
hold on a
oh,
second before you
uh-huh.
continue. I'm not much for sitting and watching shows, but for that, I think I would actually sit and watch it or stand and watch it or something
Yeah,
like that. That sounds like fun.
yeah. And then also, um, coming to Galaxy's Edge for the first time, an unnamed shadowy figure, but we all know that it's Luke, right?
Yes.
Okay. So on selected nights,
Oh.
the sky will light up. Um, whoops. Hold on. I'm sorry. On select nights, the sky will light up with Fire of the Rising Moons in a nighttime showcase of fireworks and music and more. Over in Tomorrowland, Hyperspace Mountain returns as Space Mountain overlay, while in Star Tours, you can now experience over 250 different story combination when scenes from
Finally.
Ahsoka, Andor, and The Mandalorian take shape in your adventure. Now, the one
Wow.
thing
Oh.
I want to say, Jason and I did ride Star Tours twice, and we got the exact same combination both times.
Yep.
So it was a little disappointing, but
Yeah,
that's
It
that's
kind
okay.
of was.
disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you can even experience a new storyline in Savi's workshop with a different selection of parts to build your saber in a
Uh-oh.
story called Reclaimed and Reforged.
Oh no. Do I feel another lightsaber being added to the collection?
Maybe, maybe.
Mhm.
All right. And of
Wait.
course,
For the fans, tell everybody how many you have.
I have 5 lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Five.
And I I have 2 from Disneyland, I think, and I also have the one custom one that I got from a show once. So yeah,
Yeah,
Nice.
but my 5 were all built at Disneyland.
they were all built at Disneyland.
Wow,
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my dad passed away, he told me before he passed that he wanted me to have his lightsaber because I'm the one
Yeah.
that took him to have it, get him to build it, because he didn't go until his 70th birthday to Disneyland. That was the first time he went. So I wanted him to experience building a lightsaber because, of course, he's the one that took me to see Star Wars in 1977.
Oh,
That's
So,
so special, Lisa. Like
yeah.
round
Yeah,
circles around.
exactly. Yeah, so I wanted him to
that's so
experience
cool. Yeah.
that, and then so he wanted to go to someone else in the family, but then a few weeks before, I think we even knew he got sick. He was like, "I decided I don't want you to send it to this person. Please, send it, and keep it for yourself." And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay." So,
And
all right.
really quick, since you're talking about your dad, there's a quick fun fact about the show and your dad. The gentleman that you actually see going through the front gates of Disneyland is her father, John McQuarrie.
Yeah.
So
He's the
that
one
was,
in the red T-shirt on the scooter. That's my dad.
yep.
Oh,
So
No
we have
way.
Yeah,
we have
that was
helped
when
immortalize him. Yeah.
yes, that was when he was going through the first time through the turnstiles to go into the park for the
That
very
was his
first time.
very first visit. Yep.
Yeah,
wow.
it was
Yep.
You
great.
make me teary-eyed. That is so
It
cool.
was so much fun. He
Yeah.
was like a little kid. It was great.
He really
Mm.
was. It was so fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, and then of course there's going to be merch, retro shirts, new Spirit jerseys, baseball jerseys, headbands with Star Wars characters, and much more. And so much more happening this year. This spring at Disneyland. Get ready for your own galactic California adventure. All right. So
Yes, very
that
good.
was
Oh,
what I
That was
had.
part of the stuff that I had lined up, but that is totally fine. Now the Luke Skywalker thing, they actually teased it. I want to say, I think somebody was telling me about it on Saturday, and I think the post was made either that day or the day before. Disney made sort of like a couple of teaser shots that, not really teaser, but you could actually see a black robed figure, and it was Luke. But they didn't really show the face of Luke because it's just, obviously somebody who's portraying Luke.
Yeah.
They just have to find someone who looks, I guess, somewhat Luke-like, just like how
Yeah.
they do with Rey.
And then this was
Oh,
that's one of the shadows that will be up on the buildings.
that
Nice.
is
beautiful.
so neat.
Sorry that the picture isn't real crisp, but
That's pretty
Now,
good.
Do
is
they
that-
do this every May 4th? Is this a yearly thing or is it
Yeah.
a special anniversary? Okay.
yep, they do it every year.
Okay,
This will
cool.
be. Is this our second or third one? No, second one.
It's our second
second
one,
one.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
went for the first time last year,
Mhm.
but I really wasn't able to experience it that much because that's the year that I got really sick at the park, or before I got
guy.
to the park. So I unfortunately was only able to experience a very short period of Season of the Force, or just the Star Wars night itself,
Yeah.
the event,
Okay.
before I just had to call it quits and leave. But
Mm.
I still got a little bit of time in there. But yeah,
Okay,
you
and-
covered everything that I was going to do for the Season of Force for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
This
what
is
I
going to
had.
be kind of punny, but since you guys won't be with the Force, may the Force be with you. It's like may the Sith be with you, like may the Sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a May the 6th, yeah. And
Yeah.
or I think it's Revenge of the 6th, isn't it?
Revenge of the
Oh,
Sith.
no way. Okay, somebody
Yeah,
already
Revenge
thought
of
of
the
that.
Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Revenge
say
of the
that there's an 8th one. Do you know, Thomas? I think you were going to say something.
I've only heard of the Revenge of the Sixth, but not the 8th one yet.
Yeah, I think somebody made one up once, and I was like, oh, that's really clever. It's probably Andrew. Andrew, if you can remember, pop it in there. 'Cause I swear it was probably something that you told me, or, I don't know, another friend or something. All right, moving on to the rest of the news here. We got some current ride closures. A lot of the same stuff that we talked about last time. This is a time of year where Disney does a lot of refurbishments because this is when they say that it's a slower time of the year and they kind of take things down for that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. when we do our trip report because I'm a little bitter about it, but we'll just move
Okay.
right along. Current Disneyland ride closures or attraction closures. The Pixie Hollow experience with Tinkerbell, it's still closed. The Disneyland monorail and the railroad are still closed. It's a Small World is currently down right now, but they are still showing projections on it because we saw it on our trip for the nightly show. The Disney Gallery, the Disneyland Story presenting Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is still down, and the Jolly Holly Bakery Cafe is down as well. But that one I think is just getting maybe like a new facelift because they have scrim up in front of the entire front or the entire building itself. It's completely covered, but there is the usual Disney magic. What do they call it? They have the scrim has a painting of the cafe on it, so it kind of makes it look like it's still there in a way. So,
Oh, right.
yeah, which I really do appreciate because even though it does look ugly, at least they're kind of doing something to put forward the image of it being there still. And then at Disney California Adventure, the Grizzly River Run is still down, but that's the only ride down. And then, of course, I don't know if anybody's heard, but the Red Car Trolley made its official final run on the 8th, I believe.
Yes,
It was the last day. And there was a lot of people filming and putting on social media. There was, I heard a couple of people, crying, because it was the last time it was going to run. But I believe it is all to make way for the construction of the new stuff that's coming to California Adventures. There's going to be tons of stuff coming there, and I believe one of the first ones that's going to be open is the new Tony Stark flight something or other. It's going to be over in the Marvel area.
Right.
Thomas, can you comment any more on that? Have you seen stuff starting up there?
I know there are about 2 rides that are coming. I know one's the Tony Stark flight simulator. And then I think another one's, I forget the other one, but I think the concept is basically the Avengers defeating Ultron. But don't quote me on that one. I know it's 2 rides, though. So.
Okay.
And then also, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
I was going to say, Indy is getting ready to go down for refurbishments as well.
Again?
Yeah.
I feel like Indy is always going down for refurbishment. But if it's to bring it back to its former glory, that's fine because I keep seeing one of the latest things that I had heard is they brought back the full cinematic, video or whatever, or film in this case, of the pre-show with Sala. They at one point shortened it, really basically just making it the safety spiel, and that was it. Buckle your seatbelts, make sure you keep your hands and legs inside the vehicle, blah blah blah. But now they brought it back where it's news of the world. And I feel like now that I'm saying it, I mentioned this on a previous show. But for anybody who's listening now and didn't hear the previous show, there you go. It's back and it's running at its full length, which I think is pretty cool because it definitely adds to more of the attraction and the story of the attraction as well. That's important for Disney because the rides are not just rides. They tell a story, almost every single one. Let's see. What else we got here? Sweethearts Night is actually, there's one going on tonight, and we went to ours on our vacation, which was a lot of fun. And it is only got 2 more nights. So tonight and the 13th are the last ones. That's the final After Dark event, I think, before they start Season of the Force. I don't think there's anything else in between.
There's 2 more, I believe.
Is there? I know they're doing a Pride one at some point, aren't they? But that's not an event.
There might be one more. 90s night. That's what it is.
Oh, 90s night.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I would imagine, that's a lot. That would be fun.
So it'll be 90s After Dark.
Okay. Can you remember what the other one is?
No, I think that was the Pride one.
Okay. All right. But is it a Pride night or is it just like a Pride? They just make it Pride week or month or something like that.
No, I thought there was it was a day maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's like After Dark or Pride After Dark or something like that.
Nice.
And then I did hear that Goth Day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Going to be in the first week of May, but it's just a day where people will dress goth. As they go to the park.
I was there the last time they did it, and it was just kind of fun to see all the gothic Disney fans buying stuff from me.
Yeah.
What was the one that we went to a while back where everybody was wearing
It was
it
Raver
felt like
Day.
it was a rave. That's it, because everybody had these like they had parasols and funny clothes, and then they had the glow stuff was what really kind of
Right.
gave it
And
away.
everybody
I think.
had pacifiers in their mouth.
Yeah, God, I sound
Are
old.
you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes, completely serious.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember most of the stuff. Like, I remember there was a lot of people dressed up like that in when we were in the line for the Haunted Mansion. For some reason, those people like in that line is what really made me remember, what that was all about. I feel really
I think I would
tongue-tied tonight.
pass on that one.
We didn't know. We just went to the
Yeah,
park, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
but you kind of start asking questions when you look around and you see people dressed like this, and like,
Yeah.
excuse me, cast member, can you help me out and figure out what? Yeah, it can be confusing.
Some of the
Um,
nights that ruin the magic for me a little bit are the after hours radio station nights, because they don't play Disney music, they play non-Disney music, so it kind of like takes me
oh,
out as a cast member. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
fun, but it's just like, okay, well, I've been to the real Disneyland, so you guys have fun, kind of thing.
yeah.
And
I can get that. Yeah. Was it similar to like when they did there was a Mad Hatter's party for Oogie Boogie or something like that at one point? Wasn't there like
Yeah,
it was a California Adventure, and they did something like that where they opened up like an entire street and they made it like there was like a DJ. The Mad Hatter was a DJ.
they did stuff like something like that. Yeah.
I
And
think
they
they did
didn't.
that.
Oh,
Didn't
what?
they do that on Villains Night? I could have swore.
It might
They
have been
had
for
some kind of
Villains
a
Night.
slumber party or something over there near Monsters Inc. Like in that
Oh,
area
Yeah.
back there. Yeah.
Right, because there's a whole stage back in that area.
Yeah.
And yeah, they probably did it for that as well. All right, continuing on with the news, Mulan's New Year procession is still happening. The Lunar New Year is still being celebrated, and from what I understand, it's still going on, at least in Mulan stuff, through the 16th. So you have until this coming Sunday to appreciate all of the stuff that's going on there. And I have to say, it was really cool. Even though we didn't actually eat any of the food at the Lunar New Year celebration, we did see a lot of people enjoying it. We just decided not to actually get the tickets to try all the different food
Yeah.
items and stuff like that. It's a lot. And our stomachs,
Yeah.
the older we get, the smaller they get. The smaller our stomachs get, and we can't fit all that food in there anymore.
Right. It's like we're sharing a meal now instead of like
Mm.
getting 2 full meals. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
For lunch today, because we both work from home, we shared a can of soup.
yeah.
oh my
Like,
goodness.
that is how hungry we really are. It was just enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I got for the news. I think we can go ahead and move on to our trip report. I mean, we've kind of already talked about a few things here and there,
Yeah.
but I mean, we can sort of just start piecing it together. Now, I showed you guys the snow on the way down, and that's the kind of weather that we were coming into that afternoon. That was in the middle of the afternoon, I think. It was probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe. And
Yeah, probably.
probably closer to 2. And then we pulled into Anaheim a couple of hours after that. We didn't have any issues getting into Los Angeles, but when we were looking at the northbound traffic on the Grapevine, it was completely stopped for a bad accident. They shut it down. They were towing off the vehicles that got in a wreck, and
Oh no.
It was bad.
It was
Was
backed
it
up
because
for
of the snow?
several
Like,
miles. Oh, I would imagine so.
Probably.
yeah,
I would
slippery.
imagine so. But we got into town and we checked into our hotel, hopped in a bus, and got over to the park, and actually had a really good first night. Now, we were
Right.
only there for like, what, maybe
5 hours.
5 hours, right? At the
Yeah.
most, but we ended up going on like a total of 9 rides. But it's
Yeah.
because
Wow.
it was because I think it was raining
Pouring
still.
down rain. It
Yeah,
was
and it-
pouring rain.
It kind of stopped here and there,
but not
but
often enough for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know. And you kind of had it the worst too, because you were riding on your scooter.
Mm-hmm.
So, the scooter company's like, I was asking them, oh, hey, are you guys okay if we ride this in the rain? They're like, well, we kind of discourage it, but as long as you just cover the console where the controls are, then you should be fine. Just try to stay out of it as much as possible. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll try. But it worked, and we got there, and Lisa had her her heavy jacket, and she had her blanket over her lap and everything like that,
Yep.
but it just wasn't enough. So we had to go and get a poncho to cover herself to keep the water off of her, and also bought a beanie to cover your head.
And
'Cause
this
it was-
this too.
And that shirt, yes, because
Yeah.
it was cold. It was
It
not only
was.
just raining, but it was freezing.
Well, and once
Yeah.
you're wet, that
Yeah.
the air was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
Now, if we wanted to, we probably could have I didn't think about this until after the fact, because you were mentioning it beforehand, but there were people just like leaving ponchos over at I almost called it
Tiana.
Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So when they go on the ride, they buy the ponchos and they take them off. They're like, oh, we don't need this anymore. So they leave it at the exit for other people to pick up and use on the ride itself, so they
Yep.
don't get wet.
Oh,
Right.
that's
And-
nice.
But I mean, I doubt that anybody was going on that ride at that particular time of day.
Yeah.
I just don't know. There's probably some people that were crazy enough to do it, but I would never. I would never. I barely.
So the
even wanna go
positive
on it
was
during
you
the
guys
day.
got short lines because you were one of the warriors that
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and we were
Stuck it
later.
through.
We came later. So by then, a lot of people, it was Sunday night. So people are leaving, right? They
Mhm.
either need to get home because they got to go to work the next day, or they got to get back to the hotel because they're leaving in the morning, or
Yep.
whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. So it was really light lines. I mean, very light.
Like
Awesome.
I think it was like 5 to 15 minutes for most of the rides.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh.
Not, I mean, and we the only things that we really didn't go on is the stuff that obviously you would have to ride outside. Like we didn't go on Big Thunder. We didn't go on. I think we skipped Alice in Wonderland on that night too. But I want to say
It
there was
wasn't
still
running.
right. There was a few things that were closed, and I'm assuming it might have even been because of the rain too.
Yeah.
Because there's certain operations that need to happen, when it's under better conditions, we might say. So
Right.
I can only assume that it might have been because of the rain. But the rest of the week, we were expecting rain the next day, but we didn't get any rain the next day. It ended up being very beautiful, still very cold. Found a pair of gloves for Lisa to wear while she was driving her scooter around, and that I'm sure helped a lot.
Yes.
But now, the reason that she picked this particular vacation for us is because the metrics of the crowd attendance at Disneyland historically says that this was a very slow time of the year.
It should have
We're
been
not-
Oh.
no lines.
Right.
Just an easy trip. We were
But
way wrong.
There's a butt coming out.
yeah, so I mean the metrics are only as good as I think the year they are tracked, because something changed, and I don't know what it was, but I mean there was tons of people, and the lines
Yep.
weren't horrific,
No.
but there were a couple of rides that were like, oh yeah, this ride is like 80 or 90 minutes. I'm like, no way, heck no, we're not going on that.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like it really made much of a difference at
Oh
all.
no. And it was
It's
cold
okay.
outside. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like still
That was-
waiting.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
But, and I forgot to put this in my little notes here, but it was an interesting fact. If you were a Magic Key holder during the time that we were visiting the park at this point, you could actually get the Lightning Lane Pass, the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, for 50% off. So
Yes.
instead of paying, I think, like $30 per person, we only paid like $15 a person. It was just
Nice.
a
Yeah, it
general
was like
amount.
$32 for 2 people or something like
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
So
That's good.
we bit the bullet, and we got it, I think, did we get one for Tuesday, or was that Sweethearts Night and we're like, no, we got to the park? No, that was Wednesday.
I don't
huh?
remember.
Yeah.
I thought we did it once. Did we do it once at California Adventure?
Yeah, we did it once at Disneyland,
Yeah.
and then we did another one, I think it was the last day at California Adventure, because we really didn't spend much time at California Adventure, so we wanted to try to get as much stuff in as we could before the end of the day, because it was our
Yeah.
last day. So
Mhm.
now, speaking of scooters, I'm going to do. Now they don't pay me to do this. I mean, and they did not ask me to do this or anything like that. But I'm going to give a shout out and a promotion to somebody, because we have actually rented from 2 different companies before for the scooter rentals. And folks, if you go to Disneyland, I do not recommend getting the Disneyland scooters. They are convenient if you have nothing else to do, and
Right.
if you have not planned but maybe need one for the day, it's fine. But to the best of my knowledge, and unless they've upped the price again, a single day scooter rental at Disneyland is $80. It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to one of the outside companies, depending on where you're staying, what hotel you're at, will actually deliver the scooter to your hotel. And there are bus systems that can get you from the hotel to the park and back at no additional cost or anything, just the cost of whatever the daily pass is for that bus system. And
Right.
they have a
Wow.
bus system down there called the Art Bus, the Anaheim Resort Transit or something like
Transportation
that.
or something like that.
Yeah. And it's pretty good, and they've actually simplified things. So anyway, the scooter company that we got it from this particular time was called SoCal Scooters. And if you go to socal-scooters.com, you can actually check out their information there. And we ended up getting a scooter for like 5 days, I think for $180. 5 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can't even get a scooter at Disneyland for 3 days with that amount of money. So that's just kind of like a no-brainer, not to mention the fact that the scooters that you rent from the outside companies can go a little bit faster. You're not really supposed to go very fast, right, baby?
Right. Because they will tell you to slow down.
Yes, they will. And they told Lisa to slow down once. She had a bus driver on Main Street say, ma'am, slow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually put his arm out and stopped me.
Oh no.
And I was like, yes.
Because I had her
He's
go
like,
ahead of me for some
"Ma'am,
reason
can
or
you slow
another
it
at the
down?"
time. Yeah, and then
So
she
I
told me
did.
the story that she got busted, so.
I
Yep.
was going fast. He
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah. But anyway, socal-scooters.com, great place. The scooters are very clean, they're very reliable, and the person that I spoke to on the phone, always very professional. So
Yes.
if you guys are planning it, use them. I highly recommend them. All right, so Sweethearts Night. I can't remember, we got to the park probably like about 1 or 2 o'clock, right?
No, we got there at 6.
Did we?
Yeah,
I thought
because
that
we
was the
used our-
plan, but I think we
Right.
got a little
No.
earlier.
No. We
Oh,
got
okay.
there and used our Sweethearts Night ticket to go through the turnstile, which means it had to be after 6 p.m.
What was the night that I actually went there to try to look for my credit card?
That was Tuesday. I mean,
Tuesday. Monday?
No, Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, Tuesday.
Whatever. So we quick
Because
story,
we went
guys.
to the park 2 times on Tuesday.
2 times on Tuesday. Okay, right.
We went to the
times?
park. Yes.
Left and came
then
back?
we went back to the hotel. We
Right.
took a nap, and then we
Right.
came back for Sweethearts Night.
Yes, that's what it was. That's why I thought we got there earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
So we eat at California Adventure on did I say Monday or no? It was Tuesday, right? Tuesday.
No,
we
it
ate
was on
there.
Monday.
It was on Monday. And we, the Magic Key Terrace is at California Adventure, and it is actually a really nice place. It's right near the wine area and the vineyard and stuff like that, and it's for Magic Key holders only. And we had a charcuterie board with lots of cheeses and meats, and they even had like a chicken pate that I really liked, and some some bread to eat along with it. And I also ended up getting some tomato basil soup that tasted a lot like just marinara in a bowl. I wasn't too impressed.
Oh.
But it was really good. And, at the end, we pay for everything, and I put my card in the little thing. Lady comes back, I sign for it, and we leave. Flash forward to the next day, I'm looking in my wallet, and I'm like, where's my card? And I didn't realize that I had actually left it at the restaurant when they brought me back the bill for me to sign. So had to go to the guest services. Guest services said, or no, I went to the restaurant first, and they said to go to guest services. Guest services says go to Lost and Found. Filled out a report, and they said just keep checking your email, and we'll let you know if we find it. And
no.
I checked and I checked and I checked, and everything every day it was like not there. I think went back to the Lost and Found and had them do a search because they said we could do that if we wanted to, and still couldn't find it. The last day, we are on the bus, and I go and check my email again, and sure enough, there is an email after we're already on our way back to the hotel and leaving the park.
No.
We found your card.
Oh my gosh.
If it had been sent maybe 10 or 15 minutes earlier, he could have went and got it. We would
We
have
were walking
we would have
out
caught
the
a later
park.
bus.
Yeah. And the
Wow.
Lost and Found is right there in front of Disneyland, so it's in between the two parks, and I could have just walked over, picked it up, and had a nice day. But
Jeez.
Was your
Yeah.
card good? Like nobody had taken it and tried to charge anything? Like,
yeah, thankfully, Wells Fargo has a thing where you can turn your card off so that
oh, good.
nobody can use it. And I did that immediately once I found out that it was gone, and I was able to turn it on to use my Apple Pay every once in a while, because without the card, that's really the only option that I had. And turned it off when I was ready, to lock it once again. And
Yeah.
once I realized that it was in the hands of Disney, I just turned it on and used Apple Pay for everything. And then they have a service where they ship it back to you for free. So, way to go, Disney! Good customer service.
Oh,
That was
that's
really awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
My dad says you go, Lisa. I don't know. Oh, he put a little wheelchair right there.
That's right. I love my scooter.
Yeah, the scooter is awesome. Let's see. Wow, we have a YouTube watcher here, RMJ23. I don't recognize that one, but welcome to the show. I live in New
Hey.
Jersey. I will be rope dropping Disneyland on July 17th. I'm nervous and excited. I don't know what you got to
excited.
be nervous for. Yeah, it is exciting. It is so much fun. Don't worry about a thing because everybody's there for the same thing, and you will feel very at home, I believe.
And,
I know
Yes.
it's not for everybody, but I mean, if you are excited, then that will probably take over once you get inside the park, because Main Gate
Yes.
magic happens to everybody.
And,
All right,
it's nice that you're there on the anniversary of Disneyland opening.
that's,
That's
right.
70th.
70th. Yeah, they're going to be there for the first day of the
special.
70th anniversary. Wow.
Oh,
Thank you, Thomas. I don't even know why I didn't clue into that.
He just didn't make the connection.
I
I
didn't.
had to Google to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Thomas, are you going to be working that day? Do you know? Will you be there?
Well, I probably will. I don't mind working like holiday types just because it's kind of fun to see what happens.
No, that'll be so special. I would want to work that day if I worked there.
I'm trying to transfer to the Disneyland side, so I like DCA, but I'm kind of DCA'd out, so I
Yeah.
want to go to
trying.
the original Magic side.
Yeah, keep trying. I'd say keep trying. Just
Yeah.
be persistent. Okay, I was going to go talk about some of the first that we did because, and the way I was talking about Sweethearts Night, and I actually do have
Yes.
some more photos to share because I know that you guys were showing some pictures on that show of, or at least a picture of what we were, the things that we were doing while we were there, and I think this one was shown here, where we're in front of the
Aw.
teacups. I remember my dad
Beautiful.
commenting, "God, it's cold there. Put on a jacket. You're making me cold." And then there's a weird, funny picture of us.
I love that.
This one's funny because the photographer actually asked Lisa to grab the lens of the camera and make it look like we were doing a selfie. And he's like, "Make a funny face," and that's what ended up happening.
I thought it was a selfie, so well done.
No, yeah, it was the
Yeah.
Disney photographer. They are super cool. Those
They are
guys really
super
deserve.
creative. Yeah,
Yeah.
they know what to do.
They deserve a huge round of applause because they do an amazing job every time. And then we also took advantage of the Sweethearts Night because it also not only provides you with the ticket for the After Dark experience, and you get to experience the food and the short rides and everything, the short lines, but you also get a photo pass, similar to what we did with this one. We ended up actually doing one other photo pass specifically for the Sweethearts Night because it was a Sweetheart event, and got our picture taking inside the Millennium Falcon, and did the Han and Leia, scene where, yeah. So we did a few pictures there, and there's one of us there kissing because he's like, "Okay, give each other a smooch," and then they wanted her to kiss me on the cheek, and of course I had to have the smug look on my face. 'Cause I'm like,
so cute.
I felt like Han Solo. So, and we had our Mickey and Minnie shirts on that night. She says, "I'll be your Minnie," and I have the "I'll be your Mickey" shirt on. That was what we ended up choosing to wear. We had costumes planned, but we just weren't able to put it together before we left. So
Yeah.
we will do that next year, hopefully.
That was so sweet. Yeah, Jason, didn't you say you were going as Bianca and I
And
forget his-
Bernard.
Bernard and Bianca.
Bernard
yep.
and Bianca. Oh, I love that.
I still want to do that too. 'Cause,
Yes.
I mean, even if it's just on a regular day or something like that, we could still dress like that at any time, and people will notice.
Yeah.
They'll see. So, something to talk about for a future trip. And then the rest of the night for Sweethearts, it was just going on rides because everything was like 5-10 minute wait. It was really short. It was almost as good as it was when we got there on Sunday, only no rain.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was
it was
still
perfect.
cold.
It was still cold, but we dealt with it and we just walked on pretty much everything that we wanted to get on. And it was amazing. I had a great time.
That sounds great.
So I'm going to talk about food really quick, and then we're going to get into some trivia because we're actually getting close to the end of the show already, and I haven't even done the trivia yet. So if you guys are watching, stick around because there is still some trivia to come, and I've got like about maybe 6 questions. And Dad, give me a break. He says, get a room. Well, we do have a room. I'm in one right now, and she's in another room. So there you go. Back on you there, buddy. So we ate at a few places that were pretty amazing. And the Riverbell Terrace we ate at was really good. I feel like we both feel like they've kind of improved their menu a bit, and the food quality there was phenomenal. It was one of the best places that we actually ate at. Lisa
got
really
the
won. Oh, go ahead.
Brisket fries. Those brisket fries.
Yes,
Oh, they were so good.
and they weren't
just-
even like
they
little
just, like,
fries.
No, they were like these big curls, but they weren't curly fries. It was almost like they took a regular potato and kind of slowly twisted it as they were cutting it. It was kind of weird, but it was so good. And the only thing I will say is, if you go and try it, be prepared. There are breaded jalapenos in there that they don't tell you are in there on the menu. So
They kind of sneak up on
Okay,
you.
I'm hungry. Wow, I want that. That sounds so good. Oh,
Yeah, pretty soon I'm looking across the table and I see her like going, whoo. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I think there's jalapenos in this. I'm like, are you going to be all right? She's like, whoo.
yeah, it was just totally unexpected. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. I eat jalapenos, but it's just my brain was not expecting it. So
Yeah.
something they should tell people though, because there's some people who really heat actually hurts them. So I mean, that should be on there.
Yeah.
The menu.
Yeah, it was not on the menu. We looked and it was not on
we
the
even
menu.
went back
so.
and looked at the menu on our phones and was like, no, it doesn't say jalapenos.
Shame,
Oh my
shame,
goodness.
Disney, shame, shame. But Lisa also wanted to eat at the Carnation Cafe. We did that for, was it a lunch, I think? Did we do lunch at Carnation Cafe?
Mm-hmm.
And that was really good. You got fried pickles, right?
No, yeah, the fried pickles were good.
And the
Yum.
fried pickles, I mean, you guys think fried pickles and you think the
Like
the
the
little
chips?
No, these were like fried pickle spears. They were
Yes.
big.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
they had it with some kind of like spicy sauce you could dip in and everything. It was very good. I don't even remember what I had. Do you remember what I had?
You had some kind of a sandwich. I had the
Yeah.
potato soup, I think. The baked potato
Yes,
soup, yeah.
that's right. You had the soup and the pickles. Perfect combination. And then we also ate at the Plaza Inn, one of our favorite staples, because they have just good old-fashioned comfort food there. Lisa had the pot roast. I had the fried chicken, which is really good. I'm a big fried chicken fan. And then we, of course, also ate at the Magic Key Terrace, which I told you guys about before, where I lost my card. Very, very highly recommended if you guys are Magic Key holders to make sure that you try that out because the vittles are yummy. Oh, and then we ate. Oh no, did we eat anything? We had the pull-apart bread over at Oga's Cantina with our drinks, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a really good bread. It had some sauce you could dip it in and everything. That was, of course, spicy as well. Like they seem to have to add spice to a lot of stuff. And we even met a couple of ladies there that were just really super fun to be around and everything. And we got to
I
talk
think
about our
that was
podcast. And
Janelle and Skylar.
wow.
So Janelle and Skylar, if you're watching or you're listening later.
Janelle sounds correct. I don't remember the other name, but yeah, that's probably right. I trust your memory over mine any day. And I hope you guys are listening because they said we'll definitely check it out. So if you guys, if you guys listen to this and you're hearing your names, give a shout out, put some comments in there. Appreciate it. And then one other thing that I wanted to mention before I hop over to the trivia, which of course I can't go one episode without mentioning it, the Haunted Mansion. So we had a neat experience on this. Now, it is probably one of, if not the most favorite ride of ours next to Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a coin toss, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been mentioning all along they've refurbished stuff. They've got a new special effect for the bride. Now, for those who aren't familiar, there is a bride in the attic scene where originally she used to be holding a hatchet in her hands like this. And throughout the entire scene of the attic, there's portraits of all the different husbands that she's had. And as
Okay,
you were
wait.
going,
This is a spoiler alert. Just let people know.
okay, spoiler alert, everybody
Sorry.
who's listening, if you don't want to know about what the new ride looks like or what the revised ride looks like, mute your phone or pause the video or skip the video and don't listen. But for those millions of people who have already ridden the ride, this one's for you. No, just kidding. So before, the pictures used to show the husbands' heads disappearing. They would just kind of fade out and then they would fade in as you go through the attic. Well, now they've changed the bride. It's no longer like a projection being shown on a mannequin or whatever with the hatchet coming in and out. But they've made this, like, I think almost kind of Pepper's Ghost projected animation thing. It looks really, really, really good. She no longer has the hatchet, but the portraits are all still there. But the only thing is that the portraits no longer just show the heads disappearing. They show the entire person. The husbands are just the entire body is disappearing.
Oh.
So they basically, in short, have removed the fact that she chopped off everybody's heads.
Right.
That is a little less dark.
It is a little less dark, but here's the thing. Not a lot of people are aware of this, but those who are hearing this for the first time, her name is Constance Hatchaway.
Hatchaway.
So it's like, hack away, kind of like hatchet.
Yeah.
So, it kind of fits the whole story of why she had the hatchet before and why the husband's heads disappeared. But they think they just changed it just as in true Disney style to make it more family friendly. So we're going to give it I get it, but I think they could have kept the hatchet and the heads disappearing myself. That's just me. All right. On to the trivia. So for those who are watching...
Whoa.
What? Oh, no, you're right. I forgot. You're right. I am so sorry. So... As a person on a scooter, Lisa has to go through a different process to get on and off the ride. You still go in the stretching room. You still go down to the doom buggies, but they bring you into an area right before you board the doom buggies, have you park your scooter, get on the ride, and they put a little sticker on top of your doom buggy. It has a little bat symbol on it. And they tell you, once you get through with the ride, do not exit your vehicle. Stay in your doom buggy until you come back to this point. So, for the very first time, we got to actually stay on the ride, past the tomb, and go all full circle back to the beginning of the ride again, which was, there's really not much to see, but it's still really cool because we never got to do it before. It was the very first experience.
Ooh.
And when you get back, they take you off, you get on the scooter, and then they take you down this hallway, which I think what they would call like the servants' quarters area. It's basically like this very long hallway. There's some small windows that are kind of like up near the ceiling that have like thunder playing over the speakers and some lightning flashing and stuff. And then at the very end, it kind of opens up into this area where you see servant bells on these little springs that makes it look like, if somebody in the mansion was pulling a rope, a little bell would dingle, and then the servant would go up to that room. There was a whole wall full of them. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then they guide you into an elevator. And you get in the elevator, you press the button to go up again because you have to, go from the bottom all the way back up to the top again. And inside the elevator, you actually hear the music playing, the same music you hear as you exit the ride normally, and Madame Leota saying, "Hurry back." So they actually made it as close to the regular exit as possible, so that people that who have wheelchairs and scooters can experience the same thing. And I thought that was just such a neat touch.
Yeah, I can see that. That is very considerate and
yeah. It was like one of the highlights. Oh, that and Patricia says that's cool. It was cool, Patricia. That and we also got to board the Jungle Cruise as the very first passengers of the day.
Yes.
Never had that happen before.
No.
Wow, that's awesome.
We ended up getting some buttons to commemorate it, and it said that we're celebrating riding the jungle or being the first passengers on the Jungle Cruise for the day or something like that. So if you guys ever
when you're
go
in
to
a
Disney,
scooter, you
yes,
don't board at the same place as everyone else.
right,
You board at the exit, so they're putting you on the boat before anybody else gets on the boat. And
Right.
it just
Oh,
happened to be the very first boat of the day that they were
right.
going to
Oh,
be
that's so
putting through.
cool.
oh.
So we were really the very first people.
It sounds like you
Yeah,
guys had a really, really nice trip.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Like
did.
lots of really awesome things happened for you.
and it was funny because the skipper actually made us aware that you guys are the first aboard today. Are like, oh, awesome, and she was funny too. She was really
Yeah.
funny. It was a good cruise. Um, let's see. I was going to say something. Oh yeah. So for RMJ 23, since it sounds like you're kind of new to the whole Disneyland experience here, if you are going to be there for the very first time, make sure that you stop by either City Hall or just talk to a cast member under an umbrella and then say, I'm here celebrating something. You could even say, it's my first visit. They have a
Yep.
badge or a button for that. You can wear, it's my first visit button. Or you
Ooh.
can say, I'm celebrating something. And they will write whatever you're celebrating in a Sharpie.
Mhm.
And it can be anything you want. I mean, for us, it was the first on the Jungle Cruise that day.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
love that.
Yeah, it's kind of like an added extra bit of magic that not a lot of people are aware, I think, that they can do. But it was kind of neat to be able to go to somebody and say, hey, I want a button that I rode I was the first passenger on the Jungle Cruise for the day. It was so cool. Okay, let's see. We got another commenter here. Somebody else new. Buddy Boy 600 Alt. That is a fancy name. The Marsupialami of Master of YouTube. That is a heck of a name. I'm going to have to check out your channel.
Yeah.
I am a fan of this rare Disney cartoon called Marsupialami. I have never heard of that one before.
Me either.
That's cool. Is it like an Australia-based cartoon, like
I would
marsupials?
imagine so. Maybe like
I've
with
never heard of that.
kangaroos
I'll have to
and
check that out.
koalas and wallabies and dingoes and things like that.
Oh, down
Yeah.
under.
Yeah, it's right down under.
Yeah.
I got to do it, and I apologize to everybody in Australia, but let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. Yes, okay. All right, so we've got a few listeners right now, and I think some of you guys are Disney fans, so hopefully some of you will get this, and we'll just say the first one to answer gets a virtual cookie, okay? And our hosts of the show get a crack at it if nobody within the chat answers within, like, say, maybe about like a minute or something like that. And then let's see. It said it's a debut on this variety show called Raw Tunage. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
thanks for the information. We'll have to check it
Yeah,
out.
thank you.
Yeah, I don't really watch the cartoons much on Disney Plus or anything like that, but you got me curious now. I'm kind of interested to see like if it's for little kids or if it's for a cartoon for everybody. All right, so trivia. Let's see. Our first one. Let me go to my my banners here.
Jason, we should come up with a jingle for trivia since you've been doing.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
I've thought about it, and I want to do like Goofy's voice for it or something like that. Gosh, I didn't know that. You know, something like that.
You
Yeah.
should. That'd be great.
Alrighty, so the first one is name the 5 new emotions from the movie
Ooh.
Inside Out 2.
Oh,
So
I know
we are
this,
not-
but I won't say it.
Now, I looked this one up online, and some people say that there are only 4, but technically there are 5. So
There are
if-
5. Yeah.
yeah, so but I'm going to say, because of the results that I found online, if you can guess 4 of them, I will say that you're correct. But I am looking for all 5 new emotions from Inside Out 2. By show of hands, how many of you know this?
I've only
know
seen the
it,
movie
Thomas?
once. I liked
Just
it.
once?
Now,
I-
I loved it. I need to see it
I-
again.
I tested Lisa on this earlier today, so that's why she didn't raise her hand, because she knows because I told her already.
Yeah.
But I had her, you know, like kind of say like, okay, well, picture the colors of the characters in your mind and try to think of the emotions they portrayed.
I
And
can
that
only think
kind
of
of
4 of
helped her.
them.
Okay, that's good though. If you can only think of 4, then maybe that's the 4 that I said, you know, I found on my Google search. We'll have to see. We'll give the folks a few more seconds to answer. You guys even just want to shout out like maybe 2 or 3 of them. Put it in the comments. Don't be shy. This is fun for all. Anybody can answer. But I'm getting nothing. No love. Come on. I know somebody knows this. You can even cheat at this point. You probably are. I can imagine that's probably why the delay is. They're going like, okay, what is it? Inside Out 2. The answer is, I can't type that quick. All right. Leia, why don't you have first crack? Because I think Thomas said he knew already. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh.
Patricia. She says embarrassment, anxiety, envy, and ennui.
Yeah,
Yes.
those are the 4 I thought of. I can't think of the 5th one.
Okay.
Do you want me to say?
Thomas?
Or,
Yep. Go ahead.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
But
Now,
isn't ennui? Isn't that? It's not ennui. It's
Boredom?
no,
Yeah, but
she,
Ennui's the official name of the character, but she just
Oh, okay.
describes herself as the
She's
boredom.
so good.
right.
See, and I thought it was a guy until today.
I know she has a
We were having this
she has
conversation.
a low voice.
I was like, what? I thought that was a guy.
She even describes it because they're like,
I can see that, Lisa.
what is that? And they're like, it is the boredom. All right, next question. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 more to go. We're going to be running a little bit late today, but
It's okay.
I don't care.
I
As long
love
as we're having
trivia.
fun. All right. Snow White was the first full-length animated movie released by Disney in 1937. Long, long time ago. What was the second movie and the year it was released? And we're talking about the second full feature-length animated movie. Patricia says nostalgia was adorable. Because every time she had like these couple of cameo appearances that she would come out of this little door and like, remember the time when we all first came out here? Not now, nostalgia.
You're not supposed to be here.
I don't remember her nostalgia.
She was being nostalgic from like 5 minutes before. She's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
she had to wait a little bit longer in her life, or whatever you want to call it. All right, one more time for everybody listening and everybody watching. Snow White was the first full-length animated movie released by Disney in 1937. What was the second movie and the year it was released? Now, Lisa and we already talked about this, so I have to kind of rule her out. But between Thomas and Leia, can you guys raise your hand if you know the answer?
I know it, but yeah.
Do you know both parts of the answer?
I have a guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Leia can have first crack at it.
Leia can have
Yeah,
first
I
crack.
don't
All
think
right.
I'm gonna get it right. This was my personal favorite Disney movie of the era, the first era. Cinderella, maybe like 1952. I don't know. That's
Sorry,
like
no.
a really long gap, though. So
It is a long gap, and they actually made one, several actually, in between that time. But
Okay.
yeah, not Cinderella. Thomas,
Pinocchio, and I want to say 1940.
bingo.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got it. Yep,
Oh,
Pinocchio in
Pinocchio.
1940. Yep, very
good job,
good.
Thomas.
Thank you.
I need your friends back in here, man. They were like
I
boss
know,
at this stuff.
I
you
was
know?
tagging them. I was tagging them on the chat. I was like, "Come on, guys."
Well, I know
Yeah.
Steffi's like she's out of town or something like that, doing something
Yeah.
humanitarian, like, so great for her. But yeah, I miss them and their quick answers and everything.
They are.
Yeah, they were super fun.
Dad says,
Aw,
Lisa and Leia,
thank
happy
you.
Valentine's Day. Gotta
Thank
go.
you,
All
Odie,
right,
you
bye.
too.
Good to see you, Dad. We'll see you later. Hopefully next week. Don't miss next week's. You're gonna want to hear this one though, and that's gonna be a good one. Alrighty. Next question. This one's kind of long-winded. In the movie
Ooh.
Wreck-It Ralph, this one's kind of easy, guys. Ralph helps Vanellope learn how to drive inside Diet Cola Mountain. What type of candy has an explosive reaction when dropped into Diet Cola? Now, for those of you who have ever seen a TikTok video or Instagram video or even on Facebook or YouTube, you gotta know the answer to this. So, I mean, come on. It's like, it's a single, yeah, Patricia, that was really quick.
It's so
Mentos.
easy.
It is so easy. It is Mentos, yeah. So now I really hope that everybody that listens to this now goes to the store, buys a bottle of diet soda, and gets a package of Mentos and makes a huge mess to find out if it's really true.
Oh my god, it just is. It's a train wreck. Yeah.
Because, you know,
Watch
I mean, even
the
though,
video first.
yes, watch a video first because it is a big mess. I mean, even if you just drop one in there, it's crazy. It's like it shoots out like a big soda foam geyser. It's crazy.
I just watched The Impractical Jokers where one of them at a grocery store clerk did it right in front of a customer.
He
Well,
did it really? Oh my
Oh
God!
my goodness.
You
I
must be
think-
more ahead of me than or ahead of the show than I am.
Yeah, it was so funny. I think it was cute. He just looked at them like, "You're really gonna make me do this, huh?"
Oh, Sarah says, "Sorry, Thomas. I tried to get the rest of our group of friends to join, so it's just me tonight. It's okay, Sarah. You,
Yeah,
I mean,
we enjoy having you, Sarah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And please answer if you got the answers. That'd be great. All right, next one. What is the name of Rapunzel's chameleon
Oh.
sidekick? Yeah, Leia, I know you know this one. Thomas, you know this one too?
Yeah, I know this one. Yeah.
All right. Now, just if you guys can't remember, just kind of close your eyes. She had a little tiny chameleon. Of course, he could change colors and stuff.
I won't say the
and-
name, but it's in the very beginning of the movie. Oh, come on. It's not so
Yes.
bad in there.
Right. And he's got like a super attitude. He's very protective of
Yeah.
Rapunzel. I mean, if you think about it, he's kind of like her roommate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Mhm.
much.
All right, Sarah, you got it.
Yay.
Pascal is the
Yay.
correct answer. Congratulations.
Good job.
Good
All
job.
right. Next one. This one's kind of fun because the answer to this question kind of leads into my very last trivia question. So,
Mm.
what movie is the character Bagheera from, and what type of animal is he?
This is my second favorite Disney movie. And it
Really?
actually has my favorite Disney song in it. Yeah, ever since I've
But
been
do
little.
you like, and I might be giving this away to those who are going to guess, but do you like the original or the remake? I'm not going to say anything else than
Oh,
that. but-
absolutely the original. That one
Yeah.
has my heart. The nostalgia. But the new
Okay.
one is fantastic too. I mean, it was gorgeous. The visuals and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one with and I'm going to say the one with Mowgli because Sarah actually got it right. It is the Jungle Book, but wrong cat. He's not a panther. Well, actually no, I'm sorry.
No.
You're right. He is a panther. He is a black panther, and that was my answer for that. So yeah, congratulations, Sarah. You got it right. I'm sorry that I said you got it wrong because I don't know where my head was. All right. So let me get rid of the comment here. And Patricia got it right too. She says Panther Jungle Book.
Oh, good job,
Excellent.
Tricia.
So, because the answer was Black Panther, I thought, oh, what a great idea to segue into the last trivia, which is what grants the Black Panther his powers? And we are, of course, talking about the Black Panther from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there is something that gives the Black Panther his powers, and it's not just, what's his name, T'Challa? I hear typing. Who's cheating?
I mean-
Leia?
It's not me.
I don't have anything.
I can't type. I have. no
I know
keyboard.
Lisa doesn't have a keyboard in front of her, so I have to be like, okay, I hear typing. So anyway,
I have a funny
regardless of-
blanket.
This
Oh,
was the
okay.
only one I got right, you guys.
Yes,
You tested the
she
trivia
did.
on me. This was the only one.
Right. All right, we got one answer, and Patricia's right. It is an herb, but
Oh,
bonus points to those who can actually say the full name of the herb, because it actually has a beginning part of it. It's a something herb. Actually, it's like a something herb. The blank herb. Say herb one more time.
is the herb from Wakanda where they live?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. As far as I know, it only grows there. So, and they go through this whole ritual, and they end up seeing their ancestors, and then when they wake up, they have the powers of the Black Panther.
Oh, I saw the movie
herb
once.
also,
Yeah.
the herb can also take away the power as well. So if they
Correct.
take it again,
Oh.
it takes it away. It strips them of their power, and which they have to do when they are challenged for the throne, apparently, because that was part of the
Mhm.
whole movie. So, all right, well, it is called the heart-shaped herb, and it's like a purple flower, very pretty purple flower that they mash up, and then they liquefy it and they feed it to whoever. So,
Cool.
very good, everybody. Great job. That's the last one
Mhm.
that I have for today. So, now, speaking of movies, really quick, there is a movie that comes out this Friday that falls under the Disney umbrella. It is the new Marvel movie for Captain America: Brave New World.
Mhm.
Now, it is, of course, not the Steve Rogers Captain America that we all know and love. It is the guy who plays the Falcon. I think his name is Sam. I don't know what his actor name is. I apologize to the gentleman who plays that because he does a great job. I think he's a great new Captain America. And it also has Harrison Ford in it. And from all the trailers, and this is not a spoiler alert because it's all out there, but it looks like he turns into a Red Hulk
Yeah,
Yeah.
No
totally.
idea how that happens, but I mean, it's something that has piqued
Hmm.
my curiosity, and I'm curious to see Han Solo turn into a raging red monster. That would be pretty awesome.
He makes a good one in the face. He makes a really good Hulk.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, from what
definitely.
I saw.
And then one TV series that I wanted to kind of just throw out there for people who are big Marvel fans and specifically my favorite superhero, Spider-Man fans. There is a new series that launched on Disney Plus recently called Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It is an animated series, just regular 2D animation, I think, and chronicles all the adventures of Spider-Man. I have no idea like what time frame it picks up from, if it's within the normal MCU or if it's a different universe timeline, whatever. But it's gotten some pretty good reviews. I heard people say it's really cool, so if you get a chance to check it out.
It's
And
awesome.
that's all I got, guys. We're a little
And
past the
our
hour
guest
here.
next week.
I'm getting there. I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
there. I just wanted to ask if anybody had anything else they wanted to add before I talk about our next guest for next week. Anything at all? Suggestions for
Um,
new shows, new topics, even from our audience. If you guys want to say, hey, I'd really love you guys to research and talk about this, and I would love to chat about that, pop it in the comments. Thomas, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to name the 2 new rides coming out for Avengers Campus.
Oh, please.
It's called, the first one is, like you said, Stark Flight Lab. It takes riders on a simulated flight in Tony Stark's robotics lab. And then the second one is Avengers Infinity Defense, a multi-world adventure experience where the Avengers face off against a multiverse variant of Thanos named King Thanos.
Oh,
Mm,
okay. I've heard
Oh.
of King Thanos before. He's another,
cool.
yeah. Now, what was the opening part of the ride? Did it say like what kind of a ride it is?
It said it's just a multi-world adventure experience, but that's all it
Multi-world.
says.
I wonder if they're going to make it anything like Rise of the Resistance. I mean, I'd really love to see more immersive rides like that where they
Yeah,
really get you into the story and they
I
have
love
multiple parts to it. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see Disney do more of.
definitely.
All right, so our guest next week is a young lady by the name of Caitlin Robrock. Robrock, sorry. She is the current voice of Minnie Mouse. Now, if you guys want to know all the different things that she has done as Minnie Mouse, look her up on IMDb. Her name is Caitlin, Kaitlyn, and her last name is Roebrock. I believe she's been doing the voice of Minnie Mouse since 2019. She did the voice for the new Mickey and Minnie series that where the characters are all drawn kind of like Runaway Railway. But from
Ooh,
what I understand, she did not do the voice of that particular character. The lady who was the previous Minnie Mouse did that recording before she had passed away in 2019. So I think Caitlin was the one that kind of picked up after her. But Caitlin can kind of tell us all about that kind of stuff. And I've met Caitlin. I was very pleased to meet her at the MouseCon in Bakersfield. She is so much fun to talk to. She has got a very sharp and witty personality. She was happy just to do impersonations of Minnie Mouse, at least at the convention. I don't know if she can do it while she's on the show because she is still recording for Disney. So I'm not sure. Don't expect that to happen, but you just never know on this show. Some people just kind of burst out and do what they want to do regardless of whatever. So
hoping.
I know, right? Because
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome. She did it at the show in Bakersfield, and it was very surreal to hear her have that voice come out of her mouth. So
Yeah.
you guys don't want to miss it. I have a feeling it is going to be an amazing show, and we'll have a lot of fun. We might even run a little bit over and ask her to come back as well because I got a feeling there's going to be a lot to talk about. So Caitlin Robrock, make sure you guys check her out on IMDb. And that's it for the show today. Thank you, everybody on the show here, Thomas, Leia, Lisa, for being here and for supporting me and this wonderful show that we have together and
Thank
being my
you.
backup and just bouncing stuff off and everything. Thank you to all our wonderful audience who have participated and answered questions and made comments, and our new subscribers, because I think I actually got notifications on my phone about at least 2 new subscribers on YouTube, which I'm very happy to
Yay.
hear. Because I
Nice.
got a comment recently from somebody who says, how do you have a show where Irene Bedard is your special guest and you only have 26 subscribers. And I'm like, that's a really great question. Go out and tell your friends and have them come and check us out, because it is a lot of fun and it is so cool to meet these people and just have a lot of fun, just to kill time for an hour on a Tuesday night. So anyway, Patricia says, great show. Have an awesome night. You too, Patricia.
Thanks, Patricia.
And thanks again, everybody, for joining. And we will see you all next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Tune in.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Have a great night.